Genevieve Rejock with FSU weather. Happy Monday. Tonight is going to be a wonderful night of weather. Check out that beautiful sunshine in the back at Doak Campbell Stadium, where on Saturday, during the afternoon, we will see that win with Virginia Tech. The Noles will win yet again, and we'll keep that streak going. Currently, partly cloudy, 85 degrees. Slight winds coming out from the northeast at 7 miles per hour, so not much. Another thing there isn't really any of is rain, luckily. Nothing here in the Big Bend region. That was just some ground clutter on the screen, but no rain to worry about. Tonight, 62 degrees. Absolute beautiful weather to go out on the town if you can. And we will see that beautiful weather persist, especially into the weekend, where we'll see a beautiful fall front bring some cooler conditions. We have a beautiful show planned for you. Stay tuned for FSU weather.
Good evening, everybody. This is meteorologist Josh Maloney here with Genevieve. Now, as you get ready to see just this beautiful week, and also get ready for the weekend to see FSU versus Virginia Tech, and I'm excited to see it. Are you?
Yes, absolutely. I did try to get my ticket today, so hopefully that all works out and I can actually get a seat in the stadium. I know it's been pretty difficult recently.
Yeah, tell me about it. I had the same issue as well this afternoon, but besides that, I think it'll be pretty good, regardless of where I see it, in the stadium or at home. So, are you excited for the show?
Oh, of course I'm excited for the show. I'm really excited mostly to see the fall conditions roll in. I really want to see those lows get much lower, maybe around 50, which I know we'll possibly be seeing into next week. That would be really nice, Josh.
Yeah, I'm dying to see that very much, because we've had a very, very hot summer. It's time for fall. Summer, it's time for you to go. If you're still here, get out.
I couldn't agree more, and I'm from Miami, so I feel like that says something.
Yeah. So Nico, what's going on with the local?
Thank you, Genevieve and Josh. Yeah, locally right now it's actually pretty warm. It's 85 degrees. We are unseasonably warm for one last week before fall finally decides to make its way to Florida. We hit 88 degrees today, which was warmer than average by a couple degrees. Both the high and the low are 2 degrees warmer than average, so slightly unseasonably warm, but not close to the record of 96 in 2019. I was here on that day, and I can tell you that did not feel good for October 2nd, and we were obviously nowhere near our record low of 39 either. Looking at our current temperatures area-wide, though, we're pretty much same story everywhere. We don't have much in the way of clouds, and we don't have a sea breeze, so we're dealing with temperatures between 81 and 86, basically low to mid-80s everywhere. It's a pretty nice evening. It's going to cool off a bit. It is a little bit humid is the only problem. At least the dew points are in the mid-60s. They're not in the 70s like they had been previously. Up on the coast, though, 68-degree dew point in Apalachicola. That's a little bit humid for right on the coast. As we go into tonight, we're expecting our temperatures to get into the mid-60s, looking at 66 in Tallahassee, closer to the upper 60s on the coast. As you go further inland, Thomasville, you're at 60 degrees, which is pretty close to getting into the 50s, so it's going to be chilly up there. Looking around northeastern Florida right now, we only see some ground clutter right now. We aren't seeing anything in the way of showers or rain, so it's going to stay that way. Looking at our future radar, looking at tomorrow, you could see all that we're seeing is some clouds way on the eastern coast and some light showers. We're not going to see anything here in Tallahassee for the next couple days. But if you want to go and cuddle with your cat and have some coffee in the morning, tomorrow's going to be a good day to do it. It's going to be a little bit chilly in the morning, but you need to do that early because it's going to warm up. As you can see, we're chilly at 6 a.m., 64. It'll be pretty nice out, but by 6 p.m. we're at 85. We'll see our high temperature getting into the upper 80s sometime between noon and 6 p.m. tomorrow. So we are going to have to plan. If you want to be out in the cool weather, you want to do that early. If you want to be out in the warm weather, definitely do it later. Looking at your week ahead, you can see the same story kind of for the next 3 days, 88, 88, 88, and then 90 on Friday. Maybe our last 90 degrees temperature of the fall season before we have our first strong cold front, which we're finally going to get to this weekend. You can see the big drop, 84 with a morning low of 69 on Saturday. You're looking at 12 degrees cooler on Sunday morning and 8 degrees cooler on Sunday afternoon. This will be our coolest day in months. It's going to feel really fall-like and nice if you want to go outside on Sunday. Monday's going to feel pretty much the same. But now I'm going to pass things off to Genevieve.
Thank you. Yeah, beautiful weekend to come. Try to get in that pumpkin patch, that corn maze you were thinking of. But really, overall, a beautiful weekend. Let's check out Florida, though, the beautiful Sunshine State. Thankfully, our weather STEM cameras are all looking beautiful today. We are into the lower and upper 80s. Panama City Beach down by the coast, not getting that relief in temperatures, but I'm sure it's a little nice and breezy down by the water. Current temperatures for the beautiful state, similar. We are all in the 80s. 80 down in Key West, and pretty nice all over. Oh, 78 in Jacksonville. I missed that. The lowest temperature in the most populated city in Florida. So that's good for them. We are not Jacksonville, though, and we want those temperatures. Dew points, not ideal, especially down in South and South Central Florida, where we're seeing 70-degree dew points, 77 down in Key West. I don't even know what to say to that other than your hair is going to frizz a lot, and you know, maybe not ideal to be outside in those kind of conditions, but some of us are really used to it at this point. Satellite and radar for the state. We are having some showers in the southern part of the state, so let's get a little more into that. Into Miami-Dade, Broward, and Monroe County, you are seeing quite a lot of storms right now, and they will be passing through, so hopefully your evening is all nice and clear. Now for Central Florida, we have some pop-up showers going through quickly, but overall, nothing like what we are seeing in South Florida. And here we go up to beautiful North Florida, where maybe closer to Cedar Key, Steinhatchee, we will be seeing some pop-up showers, but over here in the Panhandle, pretty nice. Now Miami, my hometown, let's see, beautiful, beautiful sky. We have that some clouds, but a really beautiful sun over there in the corner. We're into the 80s for our highs, mid-70s for our lows. That's Miami weather. Tampa, though, another big city in Florida that I know a lot of people love. 90 degrees on Thursday, but Tuesday night, tonight, 56-degree low. Take that, Tampa. Take it and run with it, because, I mean, it is October, but it is Florida, so I'm not sure exactly what to expect. 60s for the lows for Panama City Beach. So that is nice, really beautiful beach days to get out on the water. Take your boat, maybe go fishing if you like that. Pensacola, Florida, also another place to go out on the water. We're seeing into those mid and upper 80s for the highs, beautiful days. And for tonight's forecast, we are seeing some nicer temperatures as we roll into fall, but really not the conditions that everyone wants to see, but those will be rolling in this weekend. Now, Nico, the southeast, how is it looking?
Yeah, thank you, Genevieve. We are looking at much of the same story around the southeast. Sunny conditions, warm conditions. You can see Miami here at 86. Atlanta, you're a little bit cooler, 81 degrees. And Clemson, South Carolina, also at 81. Tampa's at 82. But you're dealing with bright sun pretty much everywhere. It's dry, but it is warm, and you can see as you go further into the interior southeast, Shreveport, Louisiana, you're touching 90 degrees right now. Little Rock, you're at 89. Jackson, Mississippi, also at 89 degrees. But looking around the state of Florida, your cool spot is Jacksonville because of the east coast. You're having a northeast wind right now, which is creating it to be a little bit cooler right along the east coast, which will feel nice, especially considering it's pretty humid in the peninsular part of Florida, especially as you get further south. Miami's dew point is almost 70 right now. That's pretty muggy for this time of the year. 65-degree dew point in Tallahassee. It's pretty muggy up here for this time of the year even. The interior southeast, however, is drier, so even though you are dealing with that 90-degree reading in Shreveport, it's going to be dry. It's not going to feel any warmer than that. You can see the culprit for all the dry air, all the dry weather with no rain. You can see very dry air and the water vapor. The closest areas where you can see any water vapor way out in Texas, so you're pretty far away from having any here really. Our humidity, however, the interior part of the southeast is dry, has been since this morning. However, Florida, it's pretty humid, especially you can see right over Tallahassee, we have humidity here. Right along the coast, you're having the humidity with the northeast flow. Southern Florida, it's going to feel more summer-like down here with the heat and the humidity combined, and some showers even in the Florida Keys. So definitely keep that in mind if you have any plans. Looking at our next 48 hours, so we're not looking at much in the way of anything except for maybe a few passing clouds. It's going to stay dry. Pretty much the entire southeast is going to stay dry. The closest weather system is way out here in the Great Plains. So if you know people out there on Tuesday, let them know to be weather aware, but we're not going to be dealing with anything in the southeast. Looking into Wednesday, you can start to see maybe getting into Louisiana, but it should stay in Texas on Wednesday evening. If you have friends and family in Texas and Oklahoma on Wednesday, they're going to be the ones that are going to have the chance for strong to severe storms on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Florida's only dealing with some clouds, if anything. Looking at tonight's forecast, though, 63 in Tallahassee, 75 in New Orleans. It's just pretty warm. Miami's at 77. Key West, you're not even going to get out of the 80s tonight, so it's going to be pretty nice area-wide. But looking at our 3-day forecast around the southeast, Atlanta, Georgia, 84 degrees tomorrow, 83 on Wednesday, 81 on Thursday. It's going to be nice for the next few days, but a little bit warm as well. Now I'm going to pass things off to Josh.
Thank you so much, Nico. So for our local spotlight, we are going to be going to Bainbridge, Georgia. That's right, y'all. So as we go to Bainbridge, we are just seeing beautiful skies, just absolutely gorgeous, especially now we're getting ready to see a lovely sunset and get into that wonderful golden hour. So we are currently at 85 degrees, and while it looks beautiful outside, we do have some partly cloudy conditions across outside of our vantage point, but we do have a slight wind as well, so that will help us cool us down a lot more. Now, the reason why we chose this city is because we have the Flint River Fair right now this week going into the weekend. So it's a perfect place to get coffee, get antiques if you're into that, or if you love farms and also the just absolutely lovely fruits and vegetables of fall. It's a perfect time to go and get some. So if you just want to, just go up Route 27 all the way from Tallahassee to Bainbridge, and that'll be the perfect time to go get some. Now for the 4-day forecast, we are currently hanging around 85 degrees for tomorrow, but we'll mainly be in the mid-80s, but also for our lows, we'll be in the upper 60s. So it's very nice to go outside. And if you're going to go to the fair, whether it be during the daytime or ideally during the evening, just make sure to drink some water, as we will still be cooling down and dealing with some muggy conditions before we get into this fall weather. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that if you also are planning to go this weekend, that'll be a great time to go as well. I know I plan on doing it mainly because of the fact that I get some emotional support after the synoptic test. I probably did not do the hottest on that test, but thankfully I'm planning to go to the fair to do that. But speaking of emotional support, I heard someone try to bring an emotional support alligator into a game. Genevieve, Nico, tell me more about that.
Josh, you are absolutely correct. And maybe that emotional support alligator, which we know is named Walligator, maybe he should have been at that synoptic test. Maybe that would have been a good idea.
Yeah, that definitely could have helped. Maybe he's not going to bite anyone, it sounds like, so he's trained. So maybe it would have helped people taking the synoptic test. He's actually the first emotional support reptile ever.
Yes, you can see him there with his owner, which I believe his name is Joey, but they are from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and they decided to go to a Phillies game because Wally, the alligator, was invited to go and meet the players, but sadly they were denied at the entrance, but that's okay. They were very, very nice and walked right away, no argument.
Yeah, probably, I'm guessing some of the people were probably frightened in line when they saw an alligator coming through, so I'm sure he was understanding. It sounds like he went to the game anyway, but left his alligator behind, probably at a hotel or something.
Yes, luckily Joey did get a chance to go to that game, and I mean, Wally is six feet long, so that's no baby alligator.
Yeah, I could tell a lot of people in Pennsylvania, they aren't used to that. They're going to be scared of that if they see a 6-foot alligator walking into their baseball stadium up there.
Yes, and that's, like you said, up there. But maybe in Florida, if that did happen, I would take a good guess that alligator would be allowed into the stadium. What do you think, Nico?
Definitely a better chance. I feel like Jacksonville might allow it, knowing what I see. It's definitely more likely than up in Philadelphia, for sure.
Yes, yes. But let's go a little bit more back to weather. Let's throw it to the wall with Josh for our local view.
That's right. Thank you so much. Now, as we are seeing, going back home to Tallahassee, live look outside EOS, just lovely skies. Just like, I know I felt really bad. I needed emotional support after that test, but the skies outside EOS are just lovely, and they'll do for now. So currently we are hanging around 84 degrees, mostly sunny conditions with just a slight breeze coming from the northeast. But as you see, going across the rest of our area, we're mainly hanging around the mid to upper 80s, 81 in Thomasville being our cool spot, with our warm spot being 86 out in Sumatra. So with dew points, as Genevieve said, they are not the greatest, although they're definitely better than in South Florida and South Central Florida. So if you're planning to go outside tonight just to get a walk or just to relax and hang out with friends, I recommend going outside a little bit later once things start to cool up a little bit more. Now, tonight's temperatures, we're going to be seeing mainly low to mid 60s, 66 here in Tallahassee, cool spot being 60 in Thomasville. We'll be a little bit warmer at the coast with 69 in Apalachicola, 68 in Caribou, 67 in St. Mark's. But as for wind speeds, we're going to be having wind speeds that are a little bit all over the place in terms of our viewing area, especially with Valdosta at 10. We got Donaldsonville actually at 12, and then we also have Apalachicola at 9. So across the region, there's just some pretty strong winds, but for the most part, they're coming in from the east or northeast. So we have northeast winds coming in from the eastern part of our region, but as we go northwest, they become more easterly flowing. So as you see for our future radar, we're not seeing any cloudy conditions, but we will be seeing some rain coming into our viewing area, although it's going to be very light in nature, and we're going to have partly cloudy conditions, nothing super layered, just mainly partly cloudy. So you'll have mostly sunny conditions going out, and if you do see some showers, nothing super heavy as well. So tomorrow, you're going to be starting off 64 at 6 a.m., working your way up to 85 by 6 p.m., and throughout the day, expect sunny conditions, not really going to expect a cloud in sight as we saw in the feature radar. And finally, for the week ahead, we're going to be starting off in the upper 80s, 88 across the board, going up until we get to Friday. And then as we get to Saturday, we'll be finally going back down to 84 degrees, perfect for going outside to Virginia Tech. Although if you are going to the game, just make sure that drink some water, but also be ready to bring that jacket, because as we are seeing, 57 degrees. My goodness, I am ready to that's the temperatures that I've been looking for. So so if you're going to the game, just make sure to bring a jacket for after the game, and as we go back into next week, you'll just be seeing some lovely temperatures all throughout, and finally the fall that we've been wanting. So, Nico, what's going on with the lifestyle?
Yes, thank you, Josh. And we're definitely going to be dealing with some fall weather right after that game on Saturday finally, and it's going to feel really nice. But first we have to get through a warm week. It is going to be sunny though, so we aren't going to be dealing with those afternoon showers and storms like we sometimes see in summer patterns, but it's going to feel warm. It's still going to feel kind of like summer, just not as bad as when the dew points are super high. You can see sun all around, but looking at our day planner forecast for tomorrow, as we were talking about earlier, we're talking about a chilly morning but warming up quickly. By the afternoon, we're expecting it to be in the upper 80s. So if you like the chilly weather, if you like the fall weather, you want to go out between 6 and 9 a.m. if you can get up early. If you don't like the chilly weather, your time to go outside is going to be in the afternoon, when it is expected to be pretty warm tomorrow afternoon. But if you're going to go out on Landis Green, if you're going to be studying, if you're going to be playing any sports out on Landis Green, it's going to be a little bit warm. I wouldn't do that personally with that temperature. 87 is a little bit hot. But you're going to have a little bit of a breeze out of the northeast, so at least that will feel nice if you're going to be out there, and you're not going to have to deal with any precipitation tomorrow either. But if you're going to be studying at Strozer Library tonight, it's going to get down to 62. So if you have an exam tomorrow, if you have a midterm, it's going to get chilly, so if you get cold easily, bring a jacket. 62 doesn't make me cold, but I know some people can get cold from this temperature, so if you think you're going to get cold from 62, definitely bring a jacket if you're planning to be out late. But all in all, it's going to be a pretty nice night to go out tonight. It's going to be pretty nice, right around 62, low 60s. That's going to feel really nice. Our viewing conditions for the moon tonight, we expect the full moon still. I think we had just passed it a couple days ago, but our viewing conditions are actually going to be good because we're going to see clear conditions tonight. You're going to be able to see it, unlike last week where we were dealing with so many clouds. We're going to have clear conditions tonight for the stars and the moon. And if you're going to be taking out your dog for a walk, the best time to do that tomorrow is probably going to be 7 to 9 a.m. before it starts to warm up, because you're going to sweat if you're going to be doing that in the afternoon once we're warming up into the 80s. But at least they're not going to have to worry about any rain. It is going to be a good day to be outside overall, just a little bit warm. If you're going out to the beach might be a little bit cold actually. It's going to feel nice to walk on the beach, but if it's 75 degrees and you're in the water, it will feel freezing when you get out of it, even though it is a nice air temperature. So definitely keep that in mind if you have beach plans for today, tomorrow. Tonight, if you're going to be driving around town, you're not going to deal with any hazards. We're not expecting any fog tonight. We're not expecting any rain tonight. And we're going to get below 70 probably a little bit after midnight as well. And our countdown to the fall holidays, Halloween, 29 days away from today. Veterans Day is 40 days from today, and you can celebrate Veterans Day by watching FSU play Miami at home that day. I know I'm going to want to go to that game. Thanksgiving break, 52 days from today. And as we go through the week, not much chance of rain. It's going to stay dry, and it's going to get very hot. But now I'm going to pass things back off to Genevieve.
Thank you so much, Nico. Yeah, all those holidays to look forward to, and holidays including football games, depending on maybe if you're a fan, because I know not everyone is. I'm not the biggest fan personally, but I know that the energy is there, and I am excited for those that are. Now, for weather, not football games, we have some ground scatter on the radar, but that is not rain, don't worry. So nice and beautiful skies here in Tallahassee. A few clouds popping up as you see on our satellite, but no storms currently at the moment, and we'll see this future radar, maybe a storm going through Cedar Key, but through Tallahassee, we will be very nice for the next couple of days. And our current temperatures for the region are also pretty nice, though not that October weather per se. We will be into the mid 50s for a good couple days now for our highs at least. Tonight's temperature is really nice and beautiful. Try to go out, have dinner, or maybe study on Landis if you can. 66 here in Tallahassee tonight, 69 down by the coast in Apalachicola. Now tonight's conditions will be partly cloudy, but you won't have to worry about any rain. 62 degrees. Maybe carry a jacket if you are prone to being cold like I am, where sitting in the EOAS building is freezing to me. But freezing temperatures, 64 degrees at 6 a.m. So if you do want to walk your dog or your pet of any kind, maybe Wally Gator, try to get out earlier in the day before it gets really, really hot. And I'll leave you with that live look at Doak as we send it to the desk with Josh and Nico for our closing.
Thanks, Genevieve, for that wonderful segment. So, Nico, are you excited for just this week, and not only with the game, but with the fall temperatures?
I'm excited for the fall temperatures. I'm getting a little bit tired of sweating when I go out and dealing with the overall heat, so I wish that game was on Sunday. It would feel even nicer then for sure.
Yeah, I do wish so too, although I will say we're going to get to a low 57 that night, so I'll take it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to feel nice, and if you're going to stay the whole four quarters, by the end of the game, the sun might be setting and it's going to start to cool off quickly behind that front that's coming through Saturday, which will luckily be dry, so we won't be dealing with any showers or storms impacting that game on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have to worry too much about the showers, but we'll keep an eye on that front. Also, we saw that the temperatures are going to start to slowly dip down, and I'm excited to see that, especially next week, Monday. I'm hoping for next week to be cooler than this week for sure, at least.
Yeah, it is definitely looking like we're finally going to see our first strong front and start of fall. About a week from now, we may have another front at the end of next week, which will have to remain to be seen, but we're finally going to be entering a more of a fall-like pattern after we've been waiting for a while, it looks like.
Yeah, and I can't tell you how much I really need, not only want this, but need this, because I think all of Tallahassee can relate to how I'm feeling, and in fact, all of Florida can relate to how I'm feeling when it comes to that feeling. But follow us at Twitter at twitter.com/FSUweather.
You can always like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/FSUweather.
Watch us live on YouTube, which is what you're doing now, at youtube.com/FSUweather.
And you can always follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather as well. And you can send us any pictures you have there or anywhere else, and we might see them, and maybe you'll get a picture on the show at some point if we think it's really cool. We always think weather pictures are cool.
Yeah, exactly. But I just want to say, this is Josh Malay and Nico Sapienza. Have a good night, and love you all.